lives and mental stability of many people are at stake.
I am supported. I am loved. I'm not a homeless person right now. I'm not a person wandering around with no supports. I am a person who is supported. That might not be the case. That might not happen. I beg you, and I'm not a woman who begs. I'm a proud, strong woman. I am not a woman who begs. But I beg you to please keep our services the same. Thank you very much.
We formed a consumer group called CAC, Consumer Advocacy Coalition, and we're trying to let consumers know what's going on.
We need to support one another through this. We can't do it ourselves.
Without these programs and the money that we're getting through these programs, I feel my life would be absolute chaos.
Please let us continue to make positive changes in their lives. Thank you.
Our people, the reality of the Santa Barbara Heart program that got cut due to the budget cuts, half of the people that we had out of the 36 members that we had are on the street.
Please do not cut their programs.
At Casa Juana Maria, 6 people will be without a home. At Sanctuary House, 2 people will be without a home. A total of 34 people with mental illness have been told that they will lose their board and care support. In addition, the budgets of 3 very successful day treatment programs have been slashed.
It is true.
What we're saying is that we need each other.
They're homeless, and they have nowhere to go.
Honestly, I'm afraid that I'm going to lose my housing and some services. The other night I got a knock on my door from a friend, and his news was grim. He was telling me that the budget that we thought we had somehow slipped away from us.
$5 million you allocated to ADMHS is not being appropriated to all the current treatment.
I thought that there were monies, that the monies were allocated, and now I hear they're not.
There are at least 30 people that could lose their housing, so this is a pretty critical situation.
The following organizations will receive no funding for this fiscal year. At Casa del Moral, 12 people will be without a home. At Lions Board and Care, 8 people will be without a home. At the Assessment Center Project, 6 people will be without a home.
Because that's what we're concerned about. We don't want to see anyone lose their services or their treatment or their housing. We don't want to see it change. The money is there, so let's use it for the reason we got it.
We're going to end up spending a lot more money. There's going to be a lot of more homeless people on State Street, big problem with tourism, and, you know, the business owners there are not going to like that. And
so I think this committee does a fabulous job for what in Santa Barbara. I just want to say that when you put the money into, that this program helps mentally ill people learn to work in society so they're not a burden to this.
This does not make sense to me. If the current system is working well, everybody agrees with that, why not keep it together as much as possible?
So every time we put money, so every time somebody learns something, they help society.
I just want to say that it's really destabilizing, terrifying, and traumatic to not have housing and supportive services.
For folks with mental illness, there is a problem when programs are disrupted and relationships are severed.
As of 11/1, I will be losing my current treatment program and therapist. I know I will become very depressed, suicidal, and I will probably be hospitalized.
Now, we don't know what Dietrich's plan is. We'd like to know. We have an idea of what it is.
Earlier this month, it looked good for us as a community. We were under the belief that the heart part was over. What we thought would come next is a budget. That was somewhat good news. However, this is a false security.
We cannot trust ADMHS's clinical decisions. Thank you.
Affecting 74 clients at Work Training Pathpoint, 40 clients at Sanctuary, 63 clients at Mainstream. A total of 237 mentally ill clients have been told that they need to look elsewhere for the support that has kept them well.
Supervisor Gray.
Mr. Brown, I'd like to hear from you, and I just want to say that many of these things that are being said are not true, and it frightens very vulnerable people. And I think that these people that think that they're well-intended had better check their facts, because this is just wrong to try and scare people that can't take care of themselves, and it makes me angry.
Instead of not putting instead of lying around, and if we cut it, there'll be nothing but homeless people, and that won't help anybody. So,
the last 7 days, I've gone to across the county, and I've gone and spoken with consumers, and what they remember is a big green sticker.
I just hope and I pray that the services and the housing that are so desperately needed by all of us will not be jeopardized in any way. And
management module.
Thank you, Mr. Gardner. Neil Hernandez.
Please reconsider bulldozing these current programs.
Thank you, Mr.
And I urge you not to cut them. I find so much therapy in these services.
It's not worth it. I mean, it's an excellent program, and I have benefited quite a lot from it. These people help me very much. Please don't cut these programs, because I need them, and so does everybody else. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you, Ms. Jones.
Okay, that's just where I'm at, is that why is it that we are actually being faced with this as completely denied?
Thank you, Ms. Jones.
Thank you.
This is either fraudulent or gross incompetence. This sleight of hand raises the question of whether the same deception may have occurred with the $6.97 million you allocated to ADMHS last year.
That they had on their shirt, which said $5 million. And they remember Supervisor Centeno, clicking on his microphone and speaking into it and saying yes to approve the funds. And everyone clapped and everyone cheered, and we all went home that day thinking, all right, well, our services are going to remain the same, our treatment will remain the same, our housing will remain the same.
Why scrap something that is working so well? Why scrap something that is cost effective? Why are we planning to tear apart so many supportive relationships? It's not because of money. There is enough money to sustain the existing supportive services program.
And consumers had 1 week to get organized. And could all the consumers please stand up?
Today I realize there's nothing shameful about mental illness. There's only shame in how we treat the mentally ill.
Quid pro quo, it will help the mentally ill people. So the money, if we help keep this open, it'll help people, and if we don't, it won't help people. And I forgot what I was going to say. I had a much better speech, but I think if we help society, if we keep these things open, it will help a lot of people. Oh shit! I'm sorry. Excuse my language. Okay.